What's your head? Meow, 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 meow.
A beautiful performance by Cartooner's cat to intro us.
What? That's a good singer.
Man, that was so good.
I give you a standing O, but then
he did that all on his own, without me at all.
Yeah. So, everybody, welcome to this week's episode of the Brewcast podcast. I think we're on episode 34. I don't keep track of these things anymore.
Right?
We're going with 34. This week we have an uneventful full house. Earlier today I thought we were going to have like 6 people. I know there's 3. That's usually the way these things work. This week we have Cartooner.
Hi.
Other side.
And we have
no, that's the right side.
We have a Poffy. No, I'm pointing to it on the screen. On the recording screen. And that's Poffy down there below me. And he's there. That's the first time he's been on here in a while. And we have the shirts. Buy our shirts. That's where Black Ops is going to go when he inevitably shows up in the middle of it. Yeah, this week, for the week of April Fool's Day.
That's not the Gaming Network channel. That's Kids channel.
This Cartooner's going to look for Kids channel to watch while we do this.
No, I'm fact checking you.
Facts check.
No, this is episode 35. Last week was 34.
This is 35. Okay, this is 35. I was wrong.
I knew that didn't seem right. I thought it was more off than it was. But
I think now this is the longest running Brew Gaming Network series of anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've got most Brewcraft episodes beat out by now. So, congratulations, we're breaking history here.
Yeah, I'm surprised you guys got past me, but we did.
Yeah, I know you've done so much.
Yeah, 2 videos.
Did you do 2 videos? Oh yeah, the thing.
The bachelor party and the dragon fight.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, I remember that now.
There's an interesting thing with the dragon fight where the next day or whenever they were all posted, like mine, Armor's, and Will's videos, I posted all 3 of them. I said, hey, people, I posted in the public Discord, link in the description, hopefully, unless Chris is a piece of shit. So I posted the 3. I said, hey, everyone, watch these. They're all really good. Pick your favorite. No one did that, of course, but I still hope people watch them. And then, like, a couple hours later, maybe it was a day later, Will posted his again. Like, did you not see? I already did it. Yours.
Well, I think Will posted them in like 4 different chats, though. I think he posted them in the his chat, his personal chat, his video chat, and I think he does like general or something like that. But the thing about the Brew Gaming Network public Discord is you can ask as many questions as you want, but they will never be answered.
No, never.
Never.
It's true.
It's true.
Last night they were doing pickup lines.
Yeah, they were sitting there
and
doing
pickup lines.
watching,
going,
it's great.
Stop,
so,
please.
If you want to join this army, because we have like 100 people in there now, almost. We've got a lot of people.
I'm gonna fact check you again.
It's like 70 something. I remember somebody posted. It's like, oh, we almost have 100 people now. But yeah, we have a lot of people in there. If you want to join that army, which I think everybody watching this probably has, all 12 people. It's really fun. And we do a lot of really cool stuff in there, like talk to you occasionally. And if I remember to, I post this podcast in there every week.
There's 69 people in there.
Oh, okay, never mind. Don't join. Don't join. You cannot join. Nobody's allowed to join or leave from here on out. But yeah, so we have a lot of people, and it's really cool, and it's a really fun time. And if you want to ruin our lovely number, you have to get us to 420, though. If you're going to break that number. There's more subscribers than we all have collectively. But yeah, so it's April Fool's Day. Has anybody seen any interesting April Fool's Day pranks?
Nothing interesting, but I did like the Snoopavision or whatever it was called.
Snoopavision was good.
Yeah. I'm disappointed that it wasn't a real thing, though. So actually, I guess we should explain this for the viewers in case, because they won't have access to this by the time they see this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Where there would normally be a VR section, you could click and it would bring you to Snoopavision. And basically, Snoopavision is this thing where it's like VR, but only part of the 360-degree vision is the actual thing you're watching, and the rest is like hanging out with Snoop Dogg. So it's basically you sitting with Snoop Dogg watching the video that you're watching.
Yeah, different YouTubers watch different YouTube videos.
I love the ones who did slow-mo guys. It was great. Is this what white people do? Yes, it is. It was great. It's really cool. YouTube does some crazy stuff for it. But yeah,
remember a few years ago when they said that they were going to delete every video on YouTube because they had finished their experiment they started in 2006. I was watching that video going, all right, now it's April Fool's, I know that, but like, this is all very high production value. So like, are they serious?
Yeah. That's
So
the thing
for the
I
whole day, I'm
hate.
sitting there going, but this might be real.
I hate when
I'm not-
people put
I
effort
can't
into
know.
their pranks because then I'm sitting there thinking, is this real? I don't think so.
Yeah, you just go, like probably not, but
Yeah.
what if?
Well, I always get a little freaked out when stuff like that happens. Like this morning, I always read the technology subreddit in the morning when I'm half asleep and groggy and trying to not pay attention in class. And the first thing that pops up on there, it says like FBI takedown notice. And I was like, what? Oh, that says anti-piracy. Don't copy this VHS tape. I'm like, okay.
This VHS tape.
Well, that's like what it said, because it pops up on this big screen before it lets you go in. I was like, whoa. What? I was sitting there in the back of class going, wait a minute. But yeah, it's stupid stuff like that. But I love it.
You're right. That is stupid.
Yeah. Reddit basically turns into completely useless. More useless than usual, I should say, during April Fool's Day. And
But you know what? Reddit never lets me down.
Ah.
50-50.
Oh, 50-50 is great. 50-50 is a
I don't know
wonderful-
that one. What's
I
what's
spend-
50/50?
It's 50-50 is basically you click on a post and it's a 50-50 chance of being really,
Smoking
really
hot
bad
biddy?
or really, really good.
Smoking out
And-
Biddy or
Okay.
bagging his balls chopped.
Like,
off.
all right, let's go. I'm going on there right now.
A lot of fun.
The top post on the hot is skin balls or perfect ass, and you just scroll
Oh,
down. I go just top sort by
Spend
most
hours.
popular all time, and just go. Just spend hours of your life regretting everything.
But at
Yeah.
the same
Amazing.
time, not regretting anything.
Yeah, it's
Half of the
cool.
time regretting it, half the time not.
Yeah, it's early. I love that one. That's one of the early ones I got into, and it's one of those things.
It's so stupid, but it's so great.
Yeah, it's like playing Russian roulette with gore and porn. That's the best way I can think to describe it.
Yeah, that's.
So-
I mean, that's like the exact perfect way to describe it, though, too.
It's either one of the two. So I'll put
One
that
of my favorite
down.
subreddits is the fact that so there was a r/trees,
Mhm.
and r/trees is
yeah.
of course dedicated to marijuana.
Yeah.
But this one
dude.
guy who wanted to have a subreddit for trees, all dedicated to different types of trees and different foliage. So he started r/weed.
No, it's marijuana enthusiast.
Oh yeah,
is the tree one.
r/marijuana is about trees. Amazing.
Well, that's the same
I
thing.
love the internet.
If you go to r/John Cena, it's all potato salad, and if you go to r/potato salad, it's all John Cena. It's
Amazing.
It's. I mean, that's what I love Reddit for. It's just all the stupid stuff like that, and it's always good. It's always a good morning read.
Yeah.
r/no sleep is one of the other ones that I follow quite a bit of for
Yeah.
scary stories.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
that one's
good.
a lot. That one's.
Like, there's a lot, like as much as people give bad press as people give Reddit. There's a lot of really good tech subreddits I like to go to, and it's good to read. Just it's about the only reading I get in anymore. But yeah, no sleep, ask Reddit, stuff like that. It's great.
Yeah, fuck no sleep. Yeah, I'm looking at it right
Yeah.
now. Fuck
Yeah,
that.
if
Nope,
anybody-
not-
There are some creepy stories on there. There are some really creepy stories, and
There's
it's
a
great.
channel
There's-
that a friend of mine and I watched. I can't remember. I think it's Corpse Husband. I think it's what it's called. And he reads different stories he finds on that. I think on that Reddit. And like there's there's one about what are the, like park rescue teams. What would you call those? That's not right. Like
I think that's
I don't know. You know,
that
the
works.
people who go out and find people lost in the woods,
Yeah.
and they a bunch of different stories had different things talking about these staircases that they find out in the woods, and so now I'm like, oh god, now I'm scared of staircases. This is great. I'm scared of staircases. I'm scared of the woods. This is perfect. I hate this all.
I always end up stumbling into those things when it's the middle of the night, though. I know there's one.
Oh yeah.
I don't know
Oh
if you-
yeah. It's never at like 2 in the afternoon on
No,
a
no.
Sunday. It's
Well,
at
there's one I
6 in the
found
morning
one
on a-
night at like 11
staying
o'clock
up
at
all
night. It was part of an Ask Reddit thread, but it's called The Phenomenon, and basically it's the story of hitting the first. If you go through, it's basically a book. It's got a bunch of chapters, as books tend to do. And in the first one, there's like all these audio recordings for emergency logs, and basically what happens is it's like this giant mass comes down from space, and if you look at it, if you see it, you're paralyzed and you just die. And
fun.
I'm gonna link this down below. Everybody should read it, or at least listen to the audio logs, because it's really scary. Because it's basically like the audio log is basically like, don't look outside, don't move, Don't look for light. Don't generate
Don't
heat.
go
If you
outside.
do any
Just
of
stay in
this-
your room and your
Yeah,
safety.
and the last one, it's like the further you get into it, it's just really creepy. Especially if you're sitting in a dark room at 11 o'clock at night listening to this, and you're like, what? So I'm gonna see if I can find it and put it down.
Oh wait, it's an audio
Yeah.
thing.
Well, it's text and audio. I think in the first
Okay.
chapter there's 3 or 4 audio logs. They're just like emergency broadcasts.
Oh,
It's
that's
like
so cool.
The government's falling apart, and they're like, at 11 o'clock there was a unmanned drone sent into the thing. It disappeared. And it's like, oh, it's gonna happen next. It's great.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Let's
whenever I
see.
see any of this other kind of stuff, like the search and rescue one and all
Yeah,
that,
it's called The Phenomenon.
it's it'll always, like I said, always at night, and then I realize I have to go like turn off all the lights in the house and stuff too right afterwards. I'm like, oh, good. Like one of the worst ones I saw recently. That they're all the worst ones I saw until the next one comes. There was this guy had he was showing some people his birds on Snapchat, and then as he was like panning around, there was briefly you could see out the window there was someone just standing peeking in. It's like, and then it gets worse.
Oh, what?
Then one night he heard a noise in the house after some people had already told him what they saw in his videos, and then so he's filming. He's like, well, if I get murdered, at least it'll be on camera. And so he's running around his house, and he's like, all right, well, I don't see anything. And then he posted it to Reddit, and then Reddit's like, okay, go to that timestamp. There's a guy in the corner.
That's why I love Reddit. They
2:37,
overanalyze everything, make it
15.
terrifying. Yeah, I hate
horrible.
stuff like that, but I don't know why I'm drawn to it. Because it's like I'll be sitting here and reading it, and it's like I need to read more. This is terrifying, but I want to know what happens next.
Terrifying.
And the next thing I know, I'm sleeping with every light in my house on. And it's like, okay, I don't want to get murdered about the spooky, scary things that I read on Reddit.
Everything's out to hurt me. I know it. I read it on Reddit.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, stuff like this is crazy. It's all about Reddit. It's just everything that you could ever want in one place.
It really is, isn't it?
I mean, yeah, that's the thing about it. It's so many people. It's just so weird. And I love it.
I think, like, it took me a while to get on board with the Reddit thing, and I'm still not. I wouldn't call myself a Redditor exactly. I do look at stuff there, but I'm not really. But I think a lot of the people who don't appreciate it don't do the kind of curation of it that you need to do. You kind of need to, when you sign up for Reddit, when you start doing stuff, find some subreddits that you like and just explore those. Don't just kind of wander around Reddit. I find that's really hard.
There's one thing that Reddit has taught me, that no matter how good you think you are at something, someone's better.
Yeah, don't I know that?
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. And the fact there is a subreddit for everything, like literally anything you want to do, there is at least 10 people sitting around saying, look at my fountain pens, or something ridiculous like that. It's great.
Butts.
I want somebody to make that into a GIF. Just...
I don't know why it exists, but there's one post from 2 years ago on r/butts. It's called, I'm thinking about holding a lecture series. He says, it'll be a circuit around the continental United States. The question is, should the title of the lecture be Butt Touching 101 or Butts and Stuff 202? Okay.
This
I
is
want-
great. Okay.
Why does this exist?
Like I said, I mean,
Oh, that's Reddit.
it's for everything, and I love it for that reason. It's great. It's crazy. It's great. If you like Bernie Sanders, there you go. If you like Donald Trump and you want to go be crazy, there you go. I don't think anybody on there likes Hillary Clinton, but I mean, yeah, there's...
Donald Trump.
yeah. If you wanna see weird stuff.
Damn.
Oh my God, Jesus!
I'll
I just clicked on a random subreddit and there's a spider that just gone down my screen for.
Oh, we're gonna get you.
But yeah, it's crazy. Reddit's a wonderful thing, and I love it. And it's evil. While you're there, you should check out r/Brew Gaming Network. It's somewhat still under construction. It's like 3 months out of date.
Oh, I should probably go check that out at some point.
Yeah, I know. What was it? War messaged me. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna make it good." And then
Network.
I think I made him a mod, and then he just never did anything.
I guess this must be it.
It's the one.
5
yeah.
potato peelers.
Yeah, that was when Kit made the potato killer. Or he was sitting there just peeling a potato in the middle of the podcast one week. Yeah, he was sitting there. He was sitting there. He was kind of off to the side like this, doing something. Like, Kit, what are you doing? He just looks up and goes, just peeling a potato. It was like one of the earliest. I think it was like the first or second video podcast we did. It was just he was just sitting there peeling a potato. I think that was the last time he was on the podcast. But
Amazing.
That's
so
bizarre.
it was around the
Beloved
time.
Kit.
It was around the time I made that subreddit. So it's just like, why not be funny and referential? And now we're just sitting here. It all comes full circle.
Hey, and that concludes the very final episode of Brew Game Podcast, episode 999.
Anyway,
What was that?
or I don't know. That's my I'm leaving and never coming back to the stupid show thing.
I can't blame you.
After
Even though I'm here every goddamn week.
yeah, you replaced Rivet because Rivet came on every week and then he quit coming on every week and you came on every week. So it's just
There
kind of
was
a
some
different
asshole
person.
around to just, be an asshole.
Who's gonna replace you when you have to go and do things?
I don't know. I'm the biggest asshole in the group. How do you get bigger than me?
I don't know. I'd be
Why don't
surprised.
you
There's
find
people.
someone else?
So
We'll
we've gotten pretty good
we'll go
about
back.
kicking people out. Anyways, since the Reddit conversation is starting to die out, let's go and talk about things that happened this week.
Oh, the news.
Ted Cruz said he would kill Donald Trump if he was behind him in a car.
Okay, I was
What?
gonna go with there's a free trial.
He was on the
of
Jimmy.
Unraveled.
He was on the Jimmy Kimmel show,
Alright,
and
never mind.
he said
I'll let him talk.
if Donald Trump was, if I saw Donald Trump in my rear view camera, I don't know what pedal I'd press.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah, you said it so calmly. You know,
So
American politics is becoming. Well, it's not
That's
becoming. It's been just a big reality TV show.
Can
Yeah,
I just
I don't
say,
know.
as a Canadian, like I'm just looking down there at the dumpster fire that is your politics.
It makes me wish I lived
Yeah.
in another country so I could say, "Oh, that's so funny," but I can't because I don't live in another country, and I kind of
You
have to.
you sit here and go, oh.
Well, it's like I'm
This is
sitting here
us.
thinking,
This is me. This is
like,
what I represent as an
it's like,
American.
that's really funny, and this is I'd really love to be sitting here going, ah ha ha, but these people have the potential of representing the free world. I don't want that.
there are like 4 people, on each side, or the 2. They're like, who one of those people is going to be in charge, and they're a bunch of animals.
Basically, it's
It's
just
just
it's pick your
terrifying.
poison at this point. It's great.
Yeah, it really is.
It's
Though, as much as I say, like, it's a little bit amusing to, like, sit up here and laugh at the dumpster fire that is going on down there. That dumpster fire is really close.
yeah. It's a
we keep-
dumpster fire basically surrounded by gasoline, and it's just
Yeah.
like, what's gonna happen if that fire reaches any of that gasoline? It's
Yeah. It's like the United States is a giant toddler
yeah,
with super strength and a
Yeah.
hammer.
it's
So
we're
we're
just
just-
scary.
We're pretty serious about the Canada-U.S. border. We got a whole strip, the whole thing, like 20 feet of trees just cleared through the whole border, but like 20 feet is not enough right now.
I'm gonna build that Canadian wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Beaver
God.
pelts and poutine.
Oh,
That's what Canada does, right?
Yeah, beaver pelts in like 1490. Like it's
14. Oh, I'm gonna go get my beaver pelts, eh?
I don't know. Like I guess as a non-Canadian, I don't know, but I'm just assuming beaver pelts aren't like a major part of the
That's just
Canadian
like
economy.
that's just the first thing I
it's
think
one
of.
beaver pelt for 3 Tim Hortons coffees. Like that's
I like to think somebody just walks into Tim Horton. He's got like the raccoon hat and the big poncho. And he's
He
just
throws some
slap,
beavers.
boom, 3 coffees.
Oh, you got it, sir.
yeah, our whole trade system is based off of beaver
Wham!
pelts.
It's just beaver pelts.
Everyone is mystified how the's still as many beavers as there are, considering the mass slaughter of beavers.
Economy
But,
is
you know.
backed entirely by beavers. It's terrible. Oh.
I had my grandpa once went to Beavertown, Canada, and he lost a leg. So
Oh,
there's
that's-
beavers. They're vicious. They'll get you. You better be careful. It's what I could equate what I'm imagining is the beavers are like in Canada is what the zombies are like, and specifically in Dying Light. Yeah, 'cause that's what I've been playing a lot lately. So they just kind of like but zombies and everything are really the same way, but they just kind of swarm and they bite and they're mean and you kill them.
I'm just picturing like flashing a UV light at like a beaver.
Bam! I gotta get all this money.
Crawling up things. Everyone's doing parkour. Yeah, that's what Canada. That's what Canada's like. So
that's in a nutshell. Yeah.
Except everybody's riding.
Actually, no. I'm in Minnesota. We're similar, except for here we just have deer.
Yeah,
that's it.
We got a lot of deer. We got a lot of possums. But I've never seen a live possum in my entire life. I only ever see them on the side of the road, just squashed. It's terrible.
Is that not seeing a live? Oh, you mean like?
No, they're dead.
Oh, you mean like an alive possum?
Like one that's just happily trotting along. They're all just they just run out in the middle of the road. A bunch of kamikazes. I'll never understand that.
I wonder. Yeah, what are they trying to get?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I drive down the road every day.
Why did the possum cross the road?
Exactly. Yeah. It's
yes, the classic joke.
Almost everyone around me owns chickens.
Carolina,
I've never once seen a dead chicken in the road, but I see dead possums every single day. I drive. It's just part of my morning commute. It's
carnage, possum carnage.
Boom, 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 boom.
Just going. I don't know why they paved this road in possums.
Better than what we got now. Yeah. Anyways, to get back on topic, I was gonna go with gaming topics, and we completely derailed this. I was gonna say, I know we followed this game a little bit on the podcast, but there's a free trial of Unraveled on Origin now. So if you have a chance to check out that game,
I gotta go do it now. Find Origins. I think Origin. I have it still.
Right, and I want to play that, and I think I will because that game looks cool, and the developer looks like a cool guy. So.
I don't know anything about it, but man, oh man, the pictures are really cool.
We've talked about this a couple times. If you remember, the EA press conference at E3, the developer, he got up there basically and started crying on stage when he went to present his game.
You make it seem like he got up there and was just weeping, but he was nervous and he was shaking.
He was like shaking, and he pulls this little yarny out of his pocket and he's shaking. He's like, "This is my thing." I'm like, oh.
And the world
I have to buy your game now.
Fell in love.
Yeah. I have to buy that game now because I feel morally obligated to. There's one developer out there that actually cares. So
yeah, but we've already had that discussion before. So
yeah, we've had this discussion. We've beaten it into the ground.
Okay.
So you know, we should beat into the ground even more.
I swear to Christ, don't do it.
That game that we're not allowed to mention now has survival mode in it. It's in beta. It's actually really fun.
You're fucking doing it.
Well, I didn't say the game, but everybody knows the game.
Oh, because it's a big goddamn mystery, isn't it?
Skyrim 2. God, I hate when people say that. But yeah, I just figured...
when you're some sort of underground container dweller? Is that the
one? Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah.
It's nuclear bomb radiation 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I am excited. I haven't had a chance to try the survival mode yet, but
it's actually pretty fun.
Definitely am looking forward to it.
I started playing it on my channel. As well as things, it's like, I'll just play for an episode or two, and I got like 3 episodes, and I'm like, I have to stop because I have stuff to do, but this is really fun. It's just kind of, I've actually been kind of doing the same thing in Skyrim lately. I modded it to actually have needs. And it's an interesting part, because I kind of got bored of the game after 70 hours in the first week. And I like the survival aspect. It's cool. It makes it so you don't have to focus on all the quests. It's just get out there and survive. And there was one moment, so I think it was in episode 3, where I was just walking through the forest, and it was just I saw a guy with a gun. I was like, I really hope that guy's not. I hope that guy's a settler. I really hope he's not a raider. And I got up there and just started shooting at me. So yeah, it's one of those things that just kind of makes you think instead of charging in and just destroying everything. You kind of step back and think, I wonder if I'm gonna make it through this.
Yeah, like I think I'm getting close to the end of my current character. I've been staying away from the main campaign for a little bit just because I don't want to like alienate quest possibilities. So I've been kind of avoiding it. I'm about 2/3 the way through the main campaign, and when I started realizing I was like, okay, now I have to make choices. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna hold off for a bit. So I'm like level 55. I don't think I've gotten out of my power armor in the last like 20 hours of gameplay. So it is getting a little bit, creative mode-y at this point.
But what I did, like, I went through and I started reaching that point where I was getting all those choices, and I just made a save. I went through, I got all the stuff, get super OP. I just made a save and went through and beat the campaign on all the main story on all the different factions. Because I wanted to see that without having to go back and go, and Cartooner's getting bored out of his mind because he hates Fallout 4.
No, that's it. I don't hate the game. I like the game. I like the game a lot. Fucking sick hearing about it on this podcast. So
well, to be fair, there is news about it every single week, and it is our duly sworn duty to talk about news that is somewhat relevant, and I think it is, and we're gonna quit talking about it now because the survival mode is the thing. Everybody should go check it out if you have it. It's in beta mode. It's really fun. I really like survival aspect. Anyway, let's move on to something more we can rant about. Microsoft's Universal Windows platform, their stupid new gaming thing, will support some mods, but not all of them.
And will support some games, but not the ones people want, like Halo.
Yeah, basically, for those who haven't been following Universal Windows platform, is Windows' attempt to say, hey, we're going to take over gaming on PC, because there's no other major people to do that, right? And they've been royally screwing themselves in the process by doing stupid things and just making terrible business decisions. And it makes me sad because I want Halo to come, but I don't want it to be on Windows platform. And it's stupid. And
Microsoft sometimes makes me wonder if some of this stuff is just setups. Like say you're working at the office and your boss, Joe, comes up with a really stupid idea and he's like, oh, this is going to be the best idea. And then everyone collectively kind of goes, you know what? If this project goes badly, he's going to get canned. But we don't like working with him. Let's just let it go. How do these things happen? How does a company this big?
Microsoft at this point is too big to fail for something like this. They could screw people over all they want, and nobody's gonna care. I think it's kind of one of those things where they make it purposely terrible so they can put all these Xbox games on it, and they'll say, "Oh, look how bad PC gaming is. Everybody should go buy an Xbox. It works perfectly on the Xbox."
Yeah, but they've already been doing that without trying to get into the PC
they're
market.
Putting all these exclusives,
which is stupid because them fucking this over isn't necessarily selling more Xboxes. It's just it's really ensuring that we stay with Steam and not try to switch over to anything Microsoft.
The PC has been gaining strength rapidly. It's been gaining foothold rapidly over the last 3, 4, 5 years, and consoles are really starting to fade out. That's why there's a lot of talk right now. The next console generation is going to be basically just PCs with custom operating systems, like the Steam box.
Why wouldn't you do that?
Money and the fact that people are stupid, and
but it's maybe I can't imagine it to be exactly like a PC where it's you can just have, you have millions of options. But it would be like
in
these
terms.
Xbox lines of just different tiers of Xboxes and stuff like that.
They've already announced the PS4 Plus, right? Or what are they calling it? 4.5.
Well, I think that's what the people are calling it. I don't know what it's formally called, but it's
kind of on that.
Yeah, it's one of those things that they're trying to they're kind of trying to put everything together, PC gamers and console gamers, but that's going to be hard because all these big console companies are used to catering to console players who really don't care as long as they can play games. PC gamers will go up in arms if the smallest thing goes wrong.
And that's kind of what's happening right now.
I have an example of that later on that we're going to talk about, but it's one of those things. It's all these console players are used to restrictions and used to really not caring. And I know you ask any console person who plays on console or PC, they're going to say, "Oh, I really don't care." But as opposed to PC people, so one little thing goes wrong, everybody's going to go up in arms, and just the console market's not used to that. So they're doing stuff like the Universal Windows platform where they can limit people, and they're just like, "What's this? We're not used to resistance." And
wait, were you saying we can't do literally anything we want with this video game?
Yeah, it's terrible.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
I want my boob mods.
Yeah, just all the boobs.
You're restricting my freedoms.
It's creative freedom to put boobs on everything. Literally everything is what I've learned you can do with modding. And modding is one of those things that is so key to PC gaming that it's hard to control it. And that's kind of what we saw with the paid mods thing.
Great. That was a good idea though, but at the same time,
I think if they're gonna,
it's just kind of like Why did you do it like that when that was stupid?
I think it should. If Valve ever did come back, I don't know why I picked up a northern accent all of a sudden. If Valve ever parked their car in Harvard Yard and decided to implement another paid mod system, I think it'd be much better if it did it on a donation system instead of making people pay physically for the mods. Because I think something people do like about mods. I don't think I know people like about mods is free. There's really good content for free. I have like 150 mods on every single Bethesda game. If I had to pay for those, I would be in the poorhouse. And
you know what though,
or you
like,
just have less mods.
as an argument for it'd be a little bit of devil's advocate here, but like I would definitely be down if Bethesda released for Fallout or for Elder Scrolls, whatever, if they released like a mod every month themselves that was just something that their developers just threw together.
That's just DLC.
And it was a couple bucks. Well, yeah, but like I would still pay a couple bucks for Bethesda to make the Thomas the Train Engine mod.
Basically, like a really clean mod. Like it's not like anything that they would
a professionally developed.
Maybe they wouldn't
mod.
sell. Basically, it's like but it's not like anything really big. It's like a passion project for some developers.
I see where you're going.
Just something for them to work on a Friday afternoon kind of thing. That I would pay for that.
Ooh, even better than Bethesda doing it. Bethesda funding someone they feel could do it. So it's like, hey,
there's so many talented modders, right?
Like, that's exactly
that's
it.
how
they
a lot of people
like you. We're gonna give you some money to make this mod, so you can, you don't have to worry about your rent or anything. We got it.
Yeah.
Just do this mod for us.
The problem is, I mean, it's kind of one of those things of you can do that, but I mean, how do you know they're gonna fulfill this? I mean, because it's like Kickstarter. You say, I've got this really cool idea to make this super awesome thing. Here, have $100 million. Okay, I'm gonna go to Cancun.
Well, if Bethesda is investing in these people to make a mod for them, or investing in their own people to make a mod, they're gonna make sure that mod.
Yeah, granted, if Bethesda does something like that,
oh well, he took our money.
I highly doubt Bethesda would just go up to Joe Schmo and say, "Hey, make us a mod."
No, they're gonna find someone who's already kind of established themselves within the modding community, and make sure that have him say, "Hey, this would be cool, and we'll give you some money to do it."
Well, I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff out there. I think, I mean, there's modding definitely adds a lot of really cool stuff, and professionally backed if something like that would be absolutely fantastic. And I hope to see more stuff like that, and I really hope to see mods grow. I know there's a lot of people who'd rather just monetize them and more DLC and more money, but
I mean, that's the thing about how would Bethesda make their money back if they were to invest in their own mods, or how are these mod makers gonna? How are they gonna make any money by
I absolutely support giving money to people who develop mods, because I understand that is a ton of time you're pouring into something like that, and I have absolutely every ounce of respect for people that do that, especially as many mods and as high quality mods as some of these people do. At the same time, I don't know just about paying for mods, especially if you're looking at the way they had it set up before, where it was like a 2046. Poffy's gone. He didn't like this conversation.
I was thinking, is he really, really still? Or did he die? I couldn't tell. Yeah. So I was trying to look at him while you were talking, and I was listening to you, but I was also watching him going.
Well, I was kind of looking at him out of the corner of my eye. Still? Yeah.
He hasn't blinked in a while.
Unbreak him. Oh God, Cartooner just took over all the screens. This is like 3 different places. Okay. Oh yeah, Poffy's back. You died. Just mysteriously, just staring at your screen.
Like he'd be really good at a staring contest.
Yeah, I completely lost my train of thought. But yeah. Paid mods could be good in theory, but they're poorly executed. Maybe one day we'll have somebody do it properly.
I wouldn't pay for a mod because I don't have money to spend on mods.
That's a big part of it too.
Same time, if I had money, I would totally be willing to donate to these people.
Yeah,
but it's like I just don't.
It's the big leap between am I willing to donate a few dollars to someone I respect or pay for every single mod, especially when some of these mods are DLC priced, which they were. There are some of them that were $5,
well, and
$10,
you think
$15.
a lot of these mods aren't worth money. They're just like
I mean, it's like that. Well, I know it's really the direct controversy with this, but the fishing pole mod, dude wanted like $4 or $5 to sit there and fish. In Skyrim, it's like why I don't even I can sit there and stare at water for the exact same effect, except every now and again I'll get fish, which I'm gonna steal anyway. So I mean, it was kind of stupid. A lot of the mods, it's just you gotta have regulation, quality control, stuff like that. Because then you end up with just any random schmuck can make a mod and charge you $20 for it, and people will still buy it, and it's horrible. So paid mods, don't do it. I don't know how we got on this conversation, but I don't know where Puffy went either. He's just kind of there now.
Maybe he's staring at a screen still. We just can't see him. They blink.
Blink twice if you're under arrest. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, I alluded to this topic, but I don't remember why. I'm pretty sure by now everybody has heard of the Overwatch controversy.
This is fucking stupid.
Somebody who has a butt and looked backwards.
Yeah.
The children! Think of the children in a game where you kill people! What kind of example are we setting if people have butts?
That's the really funny thing about the guy. It was some father who's like, my daughters can't see butts.
My daughter can't see sexuality, but by God, can she kill some people? What is your argument
can really
there?
Fuck some bitches up.
What is your argument?
Yeah, that's a very good point. It doesn't make any goddamn sense,
Yeah,
and I was like, when I heard a lot about this was on the patch.
I listened. That's why I put that in here, because I listened to it today.
Yeah, it's like, and they made some really good points on there about basically it's like someone can have a butt, but you don't. They also don't need to be considered just like sexual objects.
Yeah.
It's like they have butt. I must put my penis in it.
You
calm down. It's a video game.
You look at something, you say that's sexual. That's you sexualizing something. I can look at that. Now, Poffy's having technical problems, but you can look at something and say that's sexual. I can look at a Poffy's character right now and say, man, that is one sexual Minecraft character. I want that taken down. Or you could look at it and say that is not a sexual Minecraft character. It comes down to what you think, and it's just kind of ridiculous the way this has been blown so far out of proportion. Now there are people calling for Overwatch to remove their weapons. There's like a petition with 50,000 signatures I saw on Reddit yesterday. It might not have been 50,000. It might have only been like 10,000. But it was somebody made a joking petition to remove weapons from... Yeah, it was a joke. I should have prefaced it by saying that. They weren't actually trying to get rid of weapons.
Like the core part of the game?
Yeah, they were trying to remove the weapons. But yeah, it's... okay, it's fans' anger... Let's see here. Here it is. The petition right now has 11,000 supporters. It says, Activision Blizzard, please remove guns from your game Overwatch. And it's got this little paragraph saying how guns are violent and you shouldn't have them. Yeah. So that's it's just it's stupid.
It was a fake butt. She was simply doing a pose that multiple characters do.
Yeah.
Who cares? What does it matter? I can't imagine. I've never played Overwatch or anything, but I also can't imagine the poses last that long. I don't know that for sure. They may last 10 minutes.
It's all it is. It's not like she's sitting there just she's literally just looking over her shoulder.
Around. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't like she was giving the eye or anything. Oh, hi, Puff.
Okay. Hey. I did hear all of that stuff. Just as a bit of I'm kind of on the side of the get rid of the butts thing on this.
No more butts.
And let me tell you why.
Okay.
The issue here isn't the fact that, because there's another character who does all the butt stuff and like her like final scene, whatever. Totally, but that's part of her character. She's supposed to be kind of a bit of a sexual character.
She's wearing a V-neck down to her crotch. She's not kind of a sexual character.
This other character is apparently. This other character is apparently just not like that. Like she's like a mechanic-y, like, or whatever. Well, she's not supposed to be like that at all. She's supposed to be just a badass and kind of asexual a bit.
But it wasn't like a sexual pose. It was like a turn, look over the shoulder. I thought kind of badassy type pose. Yeah, but she was wearing tight pants and she had a butt. Which is like,
yeah, I think that.
Horses.
But I mean, that's I don't know. It's I see what you're saying, and I agree.
Oh yeah, kind of it felt out of place for the character, and it felt like it was there for the only reason was just to show off her butt. And
I agree.
I don't know.
It was a little.
I don't know.
It's Blizzard.
Blizzard. Yeah.
Not our overlords, Bethesda.
You've got me all messed up now.
So the dog in Fallout 4
Blizzard might agree with you, Poppy, because they removed it and they said it was because they just didn't like it. So they might be totally on your side where it's like, yeah, it just doesn't fit the character. So I mean, maybe even if I disagree with that, it doesn't matter because Blizzard said, nah, we're not doing that pose anymore anyway.
I don't. It doesn't matter to me. I honestly, for all I know, this could have just been a big publicity campaign because I actually got more interested in the game from this whole thing than I have. I plan on actually playing the game now. But nevertheless, I do kind of agree where the character is just supposed to be this kind of happy-go-lucky, jump around spunky character. What I'm arguing against, I'm just saying the argument's stupid. Blizzard can do whatever they want with their game. I really don't care. I'm still probably going to play it. But I just think the argument that she has a butt, therefore she shouldn't be able to have a pose, is kind of stupid.
Oh, I mean, I'm there with you too. Like, it's kind of like, well, this is kind of not a big argument or anything. It's just, if I was gonna, I kind of I at least see where both sides are coming from. Because, like,
it's artistic.
On one hand, who cares? But on the other hand, well, I mean, why is it there? Realistically, the only reason, Yeah. But
I agree. It's one of those stupid things where you can argue for both sides all day long, and the internet, as always, blows things out of proportion.
As we should.
As we should. I'm not going to base my idea to purchase a game over whether I can see a character's butt or not. But
well, not this game. Maybe
not this game. Other games, however. Other games.
Yeah.
Minecraft now. No.
Oh.
Ooh.
Don't get me started on those Minecraft butts.
Look, I'm nice and blocky. But yeah, it's... There's your audio bite. For the podcast.
Oh,
anyway,
God.
Yeah, it's kind of...
I want to start doing a Minecraft Let's Play just so I can have that in an intro.
Like I'm blocky. Yeah.
I don't know what the Minecraft Let's Play would be, but
it's just cartooners sitting
there. There'd be some butts involved. I tell you what.
There'd be some butts involved. There you go. But yeah, it's stupid, but it's not stupid. But it's the internet.
It's stupid.
It's the internet. Like I said, I highly doubt this is gonna affect anyone's decision to buy the game or not to buy the game. And if you are, you're kind of stupid.
No, you're right, though. I mean, publicity is a big thing. So.
Yeah, for all I know, this could have been a big publicity stunt. So, like I said, I watched the cinematics, and I was never overly interested in the game until I started actually looking at the subreddit for it. Going back to our discussion about Reddit, and I was like, this game actually looks really fun. I'll probably play the open beta when it comes out. Yeah, the game actually looks pretty cool. I think everybody should at least check out the game for the game and the cinematics. I'd rather have a movie based on those cinematics than I would the actual game, because the cinematics are amazing, but that's just Blizzard.
Speaking of cinematics.
Ooh. Segue.
I've never been too into it, but there's that Final Fantasy movie coming out, right? You heard that? Okay, well, you haven't heard about it.
I did hear about that, actually. Sorry.
Now, okay, well, obviously, you guys might not know too much, because I don't know anything about it either. That's why I'm kind of bringing it up, because I was curious about it. From what I've seen, it looks like a long cutscene, like it's all like animated, like like it would be in a video game.
Yeah,
that's all I know about it. I've never really been into Final Fantasy, so I'm not excited about it. I thought it'd be cool if they did a movie like that, but I'm not sure if that's actually the movie or what that is, and so I'm just asking. But you guys don't seem to.
I don't know. I think it'd be kind of cool. Like I said, I've been watching. If you haven't seen the Overwatch, they have 2 cinematic trailers that are like 10 minutes apiece. If you haven't seen them, they're actually really good. Blizzard is very well known for its good animation, its good cutscenes. And stuff like that. I think stuff like that would be really cool. I want a good video game movie. I don't think we've ever had just a really good video game movie, and I feel like we need one. Because if you think about it, there are some ones. That
I want to come up with a counterexample, but I can't.
I mean, that's because
there's a lot of garbage.
Forward Unto Dawn was spectacular.
Forward Unto Dawn was really good, but I consider that a mini-series.
That's how
it comes to an hour thing.
It's it's presented in a movie format now, but it came out in a mini series format, so I still consider that a mini series.
It was a mini series on Machinima. So.
Yeah. I really enjoyed that. If we're counting that as a movie, then yes, I'll say that's a good video game. But I'm talking I'm talking in theaters.
Hollywood.
Hollywood.
I got you.
There's the potential that Warcraft movie might be good, but I'm
really excited about that.
Yeah, I was never into World of Warcraft, but
I don't give a shit.
Interested in seeing it just because I like watching video game stuff. I mean, we'll see. It's Blizzard. Blizzard's pretty good. I'm not a huge fan of Blizzard games. Really, the only thing I've ever played regularly is Hearthstone. But that being said, they do have very good cinematics. They're very good with the story. So long as Blizzard has
they don't
touch.
have like a huge, as far as I'm aware, they don't have like a huge hand in the movie or anything though.
Yeah,
either. I mean, that's like filmmaking.
It's not like I'm gonna be there. It's not like I'm gonna be there day one, sitting outside camped out. But maybe I'll go see it after a week or two when the theaters have died down if the reviews are decent. But yeah, I just want a really good video game movie to come out. I mean, like I said, you can't really think of one that's spectacularly blown people away.
Because that doesn't exist. There hasn't been.
I mean,
there's been good video game related things. Well, what I'm thinking of right now is Video Game High School by Rocket Jump.
Yeah,
Like that wasn't like a video game, but it was all very video game based,
The
and they had
thing-
really cool scenes that were meant to take place in a video game. But and that's really up until now,
but-
that's really the biggest thing I could think of.
I think in regards to this, the problem is you play a video game, you put 10 to 20 hours into this thing, you learn the story, you learn the characters, you learn the lore. You can't do that in an hour and a half to 2 hours. That's personally why I prefer.
you have
That's
to
why
do
video games
something
are my
else.
preferred entertainment medium because you have so much time to get invested and involved. You just can't do that in 2 hours. There are a lot of movies.
No,
that
so
done
you would have to go
fantastic-
at it with a different.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's
Angle.
like there have been great video games based on movies, but there haven't been great movies based on video games, and I think it's for
Even
that
that are slim pickings when you look at.
There's a lot of Star Wars games. You can't argue against Star Wars
okay,
games.
true, yes, but
I will. Yeah,
still,
I mean,
But
it's not
even the
a long
Star Wars
list.
games aren't. I mean, they're not like the movies at all, which kind of is
yeah,
what
it's,
makes
it's
makes
set in
them
the
so
same
good.
universe, so I guess that's kind
Like,
of not the same. If,
Any of the games that are directly based on the Star Wars movies, they're only like
Yeah,
all right. It's the ones that are like they
but-
go way out.
yeah,
from
it's
the
like
main- that are
Knights of the Old
really, really
Republic.
good.
Yeah, those
Yeah,
ones.
that's exactly.
Those are the
that's
ones
a
I always
really
think
good
about when I think about video games and movies. But it's like, yeah, it's kind of wishy-washy. But yeah, maybe someday we'll see a very good video game movie, and I hope that's soon because I like
I'll
video
do it.
games and I like
I'll do
movies.
it. I got it covered. Do it.
When are we making the Brew Gaming Network movie?
Wait, I'll do it tomorrow.
I want to be played by Steve Buscemi.
I wish John Candy was still alive. He'd play me.
We'll get his corpse.
Yeah. we
Or
all-
Chris Farley. Wouldn't that be funny?
Oh Lord, it's just this podcast. Except they're going, what's going on?
This is a goddamn mess. Yeah, I know.
Butts and Overwatch.
My evil plan is working.
Yeah. Great. Yeah. I don't even know how I got here. But, speaking of butts, it's like fifth time we brought up butts. We bring up butts a lot.
Yeah.
Butts
Butts are good.
Let's see here. This is something that I actually heard about on the patch. So you probably already heard this, cartooner. That Dragon Cancer calls for a Let's Play restraint. Or that Dragon Cancer. It's a game the dude made because his child died of cancer. And because the sales were poor, he's blaming Let's Plays for that. And I figured maybe we should talk about that because we're somewhat involved in that industry. A little bit.
Yeah, here we go again.
Yeah, that word, that's
Industry thing.
it's the other banned word on our podcast. But yeah, basically,
Are we?
the dude says let's see, his quote is, "We are asking that you return the favor by creating Let's Play videos that don't just broadcast the entirety of our content with minimal commentary, but instead use portions of our content as context to share your own stories and start conversations with your viewers. The problem with this game is it's depressing and it's short. And this is the kind of game you only play to just give casual commentary on the side.
Yeah,
And
I
some
don't
of
know
those
why
things-
you would let's play something that.
yeah,
depressing.
I don't
like, I could see
remember-
playing it, but not let's play.
I think it was Ryan on the patch said that a lot of people, when they do Let's Plays, they do it for comedic reasons. And a game about cancer and dying children is kind of hard to be comical over.
Yeah, I definitely
that may
agree.
just be my opinion, but it's kind of one of those things, like if I was going to play this game, and occasionally I have been known to just pick up these small indie games and play them for like 20 minutes. I'd just go through and I'd be like, okay, I'm playing this game. Oh, that happened. Just making side commentary. It would not be very interesting. I'm certain there are people out there who could make this interesting. But, I mean, they're not. Cartooner could definitely do it. Definitely with all the butts. He'd be walking around looking at examining every butt.
Want to make a game about a kid dying of cancer interesting in the way that I do things, because it's like butt humor and things like that. So I wouldn't want to do that because it would just be horrible.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
hey, I mean, you can't at the same time, as long as like I can see if someone's just like they have the video, they don't add anything to it, they don't add any sort of commentary or any sort of editing
It's-
or
it's
anything.
just- it's
they
literally
literally
just
just
the game.
record it and do it, especially with something linear.
Yeah.
That I could see that being an issue, but at the same time, but again, like I think about Rivet's Firewatch Let's Play. Like I watched the shit out of that, and it's a very linear game and stuff. But at least he was talking through the whole thing. But I could see like for that game, if Rivet had just uploaded the whole game and hadn't said a word, that would have been more of an issue.
Yeah.
And it would the same thing, totally same thing would apply for that Dragon Cancer.
Yeah.
It's like if you are adding your own commentary, your own thoughts on what's going on in the game, I think you're fine.
Yeah.
I mean, then again, at the same time, does this guy have the right to say people shouldn't do it?
Well, I think
but they also he can't stop him. He can say it, and people.
He can say whatever he wants. He can sit there and hoot and holler all day. My problem with it was, and they talked about this, how they did it basically because they wanted more money out of the game, because they took the money they made off the game, like the first 10,000 sales or whatever they made on Steam, and they use that to pay off the debts they used to make the game. And now they're asking, well, now that we paid that off, we'd like to make some extra money off this game. All these Let's Players are cutting into our revenue from this, because people are watching these Let's Plays and thinking, I don't need to buy it.
Is your game that good?
Yeah,
like that's where the line is.
That's kind of one of those games. I'd agree.
If your game is good, people will buy it and play it. If it's not, they won't. Most of the time, when I will watch a Let's Play. Of course, I can admit that like I'm probably an outlier on this one, but I'll watch a Let's Play. If it looks good, I'll buy it and continue watching the Let's Play and play it. But
I completely agree with you. That's how I make most of my game purchasing decisions now. Is I'll go and watch Let's Plays because it's a good way to catch in-depth knowledge of the game, to see what I'm doing. And if it's super linear and super boring and I have no compulsion to buy it, I don't want to say it's the devs' fault, because I mean they have every right to make the game however they want. I'm not telling anybody how to make games.
Yeah, but however, it would be like, what is your preference on that game? For games and whatnot.
If I were to look at that game, it's like, oh, it's linear. I just watch an hour Let's Play and saw all the game. It's like, I'd buy it to support the guy, but then I just have another game sitting in my Steam account, and there's really no reason to do that. And, I mean, it's kind of iffy. You can argue both ways for it.
The other thing is, doesn't just like broadcasting an entire game front to back with no commentary, like, doesn't that break the ULA usually?
That was something that they talked about in the patch.
It's really iffy. That's a really big issue right now. I mentioned a couple weeks ago when it was all happening that there's a few channels that were getting taken down, their monetization was getting taken away for different copyright issues, which they didn't break any of those issues and stuff. But there's been a lot of discussion lately of, well, what is fair use and what isn't. What can you really post
we could
to
have
YouTube
a whole podcast on fair use.
You really could. And so that whole discussion with fair use does relate to that Dragon Cancer and what the guy says. While his intentions do seem to be kind of money based, it still does kind of relate back into the discussion. It's like, well, all right, well, what can you do then? Can you just upload the game the entirety? Because you could be playing it, a different way than that's
kind of what I was gonna say. It's like that's your free use. You're playing the game. You're showing people how you play the game, how you went through play. Granted,
I would say no commentary. Kind of for me, it's kind of like iffy, but
I mean the problem is it's a walking simulator. As far as I know, there's no choices, there's no decisions, there's no nothing other than walk around and look at the scenery. Granted, I haven't looked into this game. I could be completely wrong.
I really haven't either. I just know.
But at the same time, if this is as I assume, and it's just a walking simulator, which is what I've heard, and you're just going through and watching the story, it's kind of one of those things that's just like, I kind of see where they're coming from. I kind of see where they're not. Free use is a very hairy thing, and it kind of sucks to be a part of having to deal with all this. Granted, I'm not the person that just walks through the game. I'm sorry, burping. Walks through the game. But no, I was trying to hold it down, but I was going to throw up. If I have to just walk through the game, no commentary, then I don't know why I even bothered. Because to me, the whole point of doing YouTube is to express and look at my funny commentary about dead people and butts. I mean, that's kind of what I try to do.
It's a value added thing. There's the game, which is awesome, but like you're adding something.
A lot of times, if you watch something, you're gonna watch it for the personality.
That's 100% why I watch anything I watch.
Yeah, because I don't.
These are the people that I like, and these are the people that I enjoy listening to. I'm gonna watch. Like if I see seven different people playing that Dragon Cancer or something, I'm gonna say, well, I like Chris the best, so I'm gonna go watch his video. That's not true. Don't try to flatter yourself.
You don't like all the butt jokes? Come on.
Anyway.
I mean, it's just kind of comes down. I mean, you're not gonna watch somebody because you hate them, just to spite them and give them your 2 cents of ad revenue.
Some people do that, but they're stupid. And we should forget about them entirely.
Yeah. It's you can sit here and argue about this and free use and all stuff all day, but it's one of those things you can argue both ways for. Where this is kind of probably taking a little bit away from sales because people are watching this and saying, okay, I don't need to play that now. But at the
Yeah,
same
but that's
time, the
gonna
people
happen with
watching
any
that,
game, too.
people watching that know a little bit about the game, that know that it's just a walking simulator, are probably going to go into that saying, cool, I can watch this Let's Play so I don't have to buy it. And I never had intentions to buy it to begin with.
Where I think that Let's Plays and not having to purchase games work really well are for console exclusives. Or,
Yeah.
so it's like, oh, I have a PC and an Xbox, so I can't play The Last of Us or I can't play Uncharted. So I'm gonna go through and watch Let's Plays of those.
Yeah.
That's what I've done for those games. But I guess so. Then the reverse of that, then it's like people with PlayStations, they see people, Halo 5. That's what came out, right? It wasn't Halo.
Yeah,
it's
Halo 5.
Yep, Halo 5.
Yeah, Halo 5. Halo 5 came out. They can't play it because they have a PlayStation, so they're just gonna go to YouTube, watch a Let's Play of that.
Yeah, that's what I did.
They don't need to play it. It sucks.
Yeah, that's what I did for Halo 5
Yeah,
because it came out
overrated.
and I was like, I'm not going to spend $500 on a console for one game, so I just watched the Let's Play of it. Yeah, it took away from Microsoft, but I mean, like I said, I'm not paying $500 for a console. It's absolutely ridiculous.
It's like you end up paying the $500 for like 1 or 2 games.
Yeah, and that's
you play the rest
why
on
that's another
PC.
reason I kind of argue against console exclusivity because they are making $500 from that, but it's really stupid and not a lot of people want to do that, especially people like me who just like my nice gaming PC. Because for $500, I could buy that game. I could buy a new processor, which I desperately need. I could buy a new graphics card, which I need. I mean, it's like why bother? And
The initial investment is higher, especially considering the fact that like everything is fine tuned for consoles. Games that come out for consoles should be all optimized. Whereas
because it's all like streamlined hardware.
Which is nice. There's a benefit to it, but
Oh yeah, definitely.
If you already have a
Yeah.
gaming PC, why would you?
Yeah, I mean, that's
there's no
my
reason.
argument for it. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous, and I could sit here for an entire podcast on my own and just yell and scream about PC and console. But
It's a long-running debate.
It is. It really is, and I.
But
have
the funny thing
deeply
about that,
opinions.
actually, I just like a real quick side note. Most people
please.
agree PC master race, but they're like, but consoles are easier, so I'm just gonna do console.
Yeah, I mean, I completely respect people's opinions if they want to use a console because I'm a computer science person. I like computers. I tear down computers regularly. I understand computers. I can play with this thing all day long and understand it. I get that there are people out there who just want to sit down and go, I want to play Halo 5. I like the options of the PC. I like that I know the PC. But I mean, I'm perfectly cool if someone says, I don't want to bother with all this. I just want to play a game. Give me my console. But at the same time, like I said, I vehemently think that PC is a better platform, and hope everything comes to PC. Give us all the games. Red Dead Redemption 2, maybe.
Yeah, we need more games.
Yeah, we need more games.
We have a lot of games, but we need more.
50 games on my Steam list, 100 of which I've never played. I need more.
I need more.
I just go back and play Skyrim every few weeks. That's all I do. It's terrible.
Did you guys hear about the whole thing with Rocket League and the cross-console compatibility?
Yeah, there's a lot of that coming out recently because I know Xbox has been doing cross-platform. Now Rocket League is cross-platform, which is really cool. I've never played Rocket
did they
League.
actually
It isn't
Xbox?
yet.
It is.
Well, I
What
guess
is it?
Xbox and Windows 10 are.
Oh.
Yeah, I think
My friend has a PS4, so I don't care.
Yeah, and I know Xbox and PS4 are working together now, thinking about going cross-platform, which is cool.
Well, there was an announcement from Xbox. Basically, it was kind of an open-ended thing where they were like, "Hey, listen, we'd be totally cool with this." And then PlayStation responded with something that was kind of vague. Like they were like, "Well, we are already doing some cross-platform with Steam, and we may or may not be interested in other cross-platforms. No names." Like it's like, well,
I think the thing was,
you know who you're talking about, man. Like,
PlayStation's been kind of pushing for that for years now for cross-platform, and Xbox has always been the ones like, eh. And now that they start going with Windows 10 and people have been complaining about it so much, Xbox is like, yeah, let's do it. And now Sony's like, up yours. We've been trying to get this to happen for years. You can't have it. So, yeah, it's, I don't know.
Oh, shit show.
But I'm excited because if it happens, like Rocket League is amazing. I've played
that's one game I really need
20 hours of it in the last 2 weeks.
I look at that game and I think I want to get it, but I don't because I know I'm going to get it and then I'm never going to see anyone I love again.
Yeah, just get it, man. Just do it. It's great.
Lock myself in my
There are
room.
only like 250 unlocked, so 5 minutes a match times 250, and then you've got all the stuff. So like,
I have a terribly addictive personality. I would never get out of that game.
And you know what? They also have a Rooster Teeth flag you can get for your car, and they have a Funhouse flag.
That's day one. Rooster Teeth.
Funhouse. Oh man, did you
gotta do it.
Funhouse subreddit went full achievement hunter today.
Oh,
That was
did
the
it?
Rooster
I
Teeth
didn't know
commercial,
that.
right? Yeah.
I didn't fucking know they had a fun subreddit. I'm gonna
Oh,
do
check it
right
out.
now.
It's a wonderful place if you like Funhouse. If you don't watch Funhouse, I don't know what's wrong with you. It's the
Holy shit, they are
it's the
so
best.
fucking funny. I like their drunk gameplays they've been doing recently
Yeah,
are
if you've never
among
watched,
the best things they've ever done.
just take 20 minutes, watch or like 30 minutes, and watch Drunk Mario Maker, and just love the world because
They
I-
are
so-
artistes of the let's
Every
play.
time I see that, I want to just buy plane tickets for everyone who does drunk gaming and put them in a room, and just say,
Oh,
just
God.
play video games.
Just
all
do
of
what
you
they did.
that usually
Yeah.
get wasted. Just play video games on that couch and just
Yeah.
record it because it would be amazing. But yeah,
Yeah, because they have a similar thing going. It's just like
yeah. Except
then they're not out together.
yeah, I think that adds to it. But yeah, if
Yeah.
you don't, crazy people out there don't watch Funhouse, you should totally do it. I put it off for far
Get
too
on it.
long, and I got into it, and I watched pretty much every one of their videos in like a month period. It's amazing.
It's
If
good.
you ever want to watch old games and porn in one place, it's Funhouse.
Demo disc Mondays
Demo disc.
on Funhouse.
No, it is. We're sitting here
YouTube.com/Funhouse.
completely wrapping another channel, but yeah, Funhouse.
Well,
it's like
I'm totally okay with it. They're, I mean, like
yeah.
they,
Oh yeah, it's
they're people I really look up to for the stuff I'm doing. I'm
Yeah.
trying to do on
Well,
the channel. It's like it's all really well
yeah.
edited. I mean, it's all ridiculous and stupid, but funny. But it's like
That's-
they do a really good job at what they do.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of people should kind of look up to that level
Oh,
of
yeah.
quality. Maybe not in the same style or the same jokes, because it's a little rough.
Yeah. I
But
love that
they
style though.
just
It's
kind
it's
of
a
putting
great
in
style.
that effort that they do.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
good.
it's kind of it really. I
That's-
started doing. If you look back on my channel, you can kind of tell when I started watching them because there's like one video a month now that I just completely go all out. It's got all the stupid photoshops in it. It's like the insurgency video I did. It's just all the ridiculous things I could think of to throw into it. It's really fun
Yeah.
to do. Those guys are super talented, and I've got all the respect for all of them. And for those, some in case just to relate it, in case people completely don't know who these people are. It used to be Inside Gaming, and now they're Funhouse.
Yeah, we should say that. Yeah.
Better. So yeah, if you knew who Inside Gaming was back at Machinima, they're Funhouse now, and they're really funny. So anyways, we've reached the hour mark. We're over the hour mark actually
yeah?
by 2 minutes. So in case anyone else has any snarky final remarks to make,
Touch
that's
butts.
touch butts. Go to r/butts. It's our alternative subreddit.
I'm going back there. I'm back.
We're gonna wrap
I'm
this
going
podcast.
back in, boys.
He's going back into the butts. Check out all the things. It's been a very eventful podcast for 3 people, which usually doesn't happen when there's 3 people because we usually sit here and mope. But anyways, thanks for watching this week. Goodbye. Butts.